essential oil blend. It's a flagship line of Young
Sitting right
Living.
understand.
All of us know this. Normally I wouldn't have jewelry on, I do today. But that's okay. And you charge it. And then this balances the energy. And you wait for a click. And I go around her shoulders and around the base of her spine. And you,
What did you put on her?
the essential oil blend Valor, which is black spruce, green tansy. It's been reformulated, thank goodness. And you may notice a change in her. There's a lot going on today, so she's...
Alright, so what does it find me? Because we haven't opened up yet the sales.
Now, Kayla is 9 pounds, so sometimes I don't have it with me, but I make a raindrop in a bottle for her. I use a cobalt or an amber bottle. And thank you, Kayla. So that's a little shift. I guess you saw, right? And so we make up the raindrop with dilution. 75% dilution is what I use for her. And in the animal desk reference, there is a recipe for you to use. 100+ pound dog, 150 pound dog, you can do it meat, horses, other animals too. So we begin with oregano. Now oregano is a very hot oil. We don't need a lot of oregano. It's highly supportive of the immune system. I'm going to start today because I always dilute it with putting a little oil down her spine. And we brush stroke from the tail up to the neck. We don't go near the ears, we don't go near the eyes, okay? And I usually Traeger her. Does everybody know what Traegering is? I rock gently back and forth, left, right, up her spine. Let her receive that and come back to, as this Valor is coming into her bloodstream in 2 seconds. And, oh, thank you, Kayla. She's obviously comfortable. Now you ideally want to go on the spine. So she's cooperating very nicely. And you maintain contact because a raindrop is a very personal thing. It's emotional support for animals and for humans, as well as, like, we like to think they're little cleaners, these oils. The reason we do raindrop is it goes first through the energy field and into, you want to get it on the spine, and then it goes through through the skin into the spinal fluid. Now in the spinal fluid, I'm doing it about 6 inches above. I'm going to do about 2 on her because it's a strong oil. You can smell that, right? And again, she has not had, I do it in the bottle with her, and I just drop it down the spine, and then I Traeger her with it so that it's not overwhelming because of her size. But she's doing very well. And again, we want to stay away from their ears and eyes, okay? Do you smell that oregano? Now these first 3 oils, oregano, thyme, and basil, are highly immune boosting. And you know all the properties that they have, right? So thyme, and you can see she's really relaxing. Really relaxing. Which, you know, consider the energy that's in here, the lights and everything with all of you guys going on. So this is pretty amazing, isn't it? Imagine if you were doing it in a quiet environment. Do you all have animals? And Nancy and Richie can attest that when we pull up, we're still trying to learn that pack language with her. She's in her little seat in the car. She's an ISA, she's an emotional support animal. But she's highly reactive. She's very protective. Even though she's appearing to be calm right now. If somebody walked up to me, she might, get up. Or maybe not. Not how things are going. Now this is one of my favorites, basil. Does everybody love the smell of basil? I'm going to do 4 of these. Again, you want to have very good purified water around your animal. And you want to make sure they drink it. I always give her Ningxia in her food at night and in the morning. Does anybody use Ningxia on their animals? What does it do? It supports.
Everything.
It does. What are the two big things that it supports, which are important?
We give it to our older dog. He is almost 12.
Awesome.
And that we've seen a big change. And we also actually give him Agilase.
I give it to her as well. What kind of how do you feed it to your 12-year-old dog? What kind of change have you seen?
I just let him drink it. He drinks it.
And how big is he? What kind of dog?
He is about 40 pounds.
And he drinks it straight?
Yep, he just drinks it. He'll eat anything.
Kayla shared her father's name the other night. She just helped herself, as you may. We put it in water, and she just walked right over. I have a picture of her drinking his mixture. Of course, this doesn't do a lot but a hairdo, but we'll figure that out later. And this was Cypress. Cypress is very supportive of the blood. Okay, as one thing. There's so many properties in all of these. And does everybody have the animal dust reference?
No.
It's a must. Life Science Publishers, it's a must. Wintergreen, this is one of my absolute favorites. Now, if you have an animal, does anybody have an animal with epilepsy or seizure response? You want to stay away from the wintergreen and the basil with that, okay, guys? And if that's the case, you can substitute balsam fir. I forget the other one right now in this moment. But helichrysum, maybe? And there's helichrysum in Valor anyway. But again, you can also address special issues with your animal, like RC, right? Respiratory comfort. And again, Dr. Young says that RC was created for emotional support for us. So imagine how wonderful for them. If your animal has behavioral issues, anxiety issues, Raindrop really, really helps to shift that. It helps to get those emotions flushed out of the body so you can get purified water, nature supports healthy liver, healthy kidney, which are also eliminative and hard-working organs in the body. Okay, wintergreen. My peppermint. Marjoram next. I'm sorry. Marjoram supports. Who knows what marjoram does? Some of the things it does. Muscles. Supportive of the muscle. That's good. You know, and let's talk about the structure of the body, right? Lowering inflammation in the body. How important is this for any animal? Because they're exposed to what we're exposed to. And let's talk about that. What are we feeding them? How are we bathing them? If you take them to a groomer, our groomer is in Young Living. So she uses Young Living product and nothing else on her. So we only clean with Thieves product in our home. It addresses everything. We live on the water, on the bay, so we do have a mold issue in specifically the master bathroom because I don't clean it very well. And also because we don't have an exhaust fan yet in there, even though we're going to be there 7 years. So we get in the shower, we scrub with the Thieves, and black mold be gone. Sometimes we'll add a little baking soda. But if Kayla goes in there and is licking the floor, I don't have to worry about it. That was marjoram, and the final oil is peppermint. Now with I don't do the aroma seeds on her. I'll just do the look at how calm she is. She's 5 years old. She is she's a people dog. She really is. She's gone to conventions, 3 conventions. She has gone to Eric Warray with 10,000 people. She was at Fisher's convention with 32,000 people. And she doesn't like to have her head touched, and people just constantly go for her face. And I'm really working on body checking, and Richie, we both try to body check people that come at her, you know, because she's adorable. But this one Australian, remember the one New Zealand vet that came up to her and started to speak to her? She was like, she liked him. And what else might I want to do in this moment? I think in this moment, I'm just going to add a little piece of calming because we got a lot of energy going on here, right?
What are your tips for dogs that are aversive to the smell of oils? Because as soon as I open a bottle, my dog's eyes like bug out. He just
How
doesn't
long have
like
you
it.
been oiling?
Almost 3 years.
Okay. Are you diffusing a lot in the home?
All the time. But
What kind
he
of a dog
doesn't
do you
like
have?
it. A long-haired dachshund.
Okay. So he's little.
He's little.
How much does he weigh?
About 20 pounds.
It's very, so he weighs 2+ times her.
Yeah.
She used to run from me too. If they run from you, they're telling you something.
Yeah.
So our hands, I was taught, I became an animal aromatherapist certified for animals. I'm so passionate about working with animals. I've worked with abused animals and had energy sessions with them, which is such a gratifying thing to watch them shift. So you use your hands as filters and you approach the animal with respect. You also, I would suggest oils. I wouldn't suggest Raindrop right away, certainly. I would suggest maybe frankincense.
See, and that's
He's
the one.
calming.
Yeah. Even the ointment. He just doesn't even like the animal sense ointment.
How old is he?
He'll be 11 next month.
Okay.
So he's a big mush. I mean, he's like her, just a big baby. But as soon as you open anything up, his eyes like,
Right.
just
She used
pop
to
out
do
of
that
his
too,
head.
and now she sits and she bows. And we do it as ceremony, and I call it my magic room. And we come into my room, and she'll jump up, and Stephanie is a Reiki, animal Reiki master, and she came and did Reiki on her. And immediately, I was sitting there, and we were having a full-on conversation, and that was it. She just assumed the position, and that's not how she always was. So,
Because I love to start using it
Like
for
us.
support for his back and his joints. And,
Right.
you know, he has a lot of stress on his back.
okay, so start perhaps with like an Agilise and muscle test. You know how to muscle test? Everybody want to learn how to muscle test?
Absolutely.
I just learned something. So whatever your non-dominant hand is, I just learned to take these two fingers instead of these two fingers. This finger. These two fingers, and the reason why is because these go with this circuit this way, and this goes with a different circuit. So you're bringing the circuits together. Go like this, and that's yes, if it's a yes for you, and open is a no. Can I test for, what's your dog's name?
Pepe.
Can I test for Pepe? I don't want to, does anybody want to? And you can hold up and you can ask the different oils or the different product with Pepe, and then you can dose that way with him. Anybody have a Zyto? Have you Zyto for your animal? I have Zyto for Kayla. It's incredible. How accurate. I hold her. She sits at the computer like this. While I have my hand on the cradle and she waits. And she doesn't move.
on you and you put your hand on the cradle?
And I ask permission. Everything is energy. I ask permission for Kayla, and I usually do me first to see, you know, what the. But of course, they're an extension of our energy anyway. But it was really her reading. It was neat.
Can you do the same thing with an iTobi?
Pardon me?
Can you do the same thing with an iTobi scanner with the animals?
I don't know how to use an iTobi scanner. I'm sure you can. You can do anything.
Yeah?
You can do anything with anything. Does anybody douse? Anybody know what a dowser is? So I douse, and you can look up dowsing. And I douse and I dose douse for Kayla. Is this for her? And it'll say, yes, where's my Agilise? Agilise for an animal. And I give her half of an Agilise in her food in the morning, and I give her about a tablespoon now of Ningxia. Sometimes I give her more.
Can I see how
And
you
a
muscle
multi-
test on her? Do you need a like can I see how you muscle test?
I don't muscle test her. I muscle test me for her and ask
You
permission.
do, okay. So you hold it while you're holding it to her as the
I don't even hold on to her. I just ask for the permission. And if I'm asking if I can douse for her over a product, I ask if I can douse for her, yes or no. And then I hold over the product and I ask, is this for Kayla? No. Is this for Kayla? Yes. How many? One? No. A half for Agilise? Yes.
And you're doing it while you're holding your fingers.
I didn't see the beginning. Did you do the V6 before you put all those oils?
I did Valor first, and then I put B6 on her because I usually do a raindrop in a bottle, in a cobalt or an amber bottle, and
Oh, you mean
do
where
it
it's all
up
mixed
front.
already, you mean?
Pre-mixed. And I've just given my girlfriend. I want to tell you a story, Nancy, about Milo coming back from boarding.
So first, I boarded my dog. He's also a palm. He's about 5.5 years old.